All right, we've got Creighton head coach Kirsten Bernthal booth following today's 3-2 victory over DePaul. We'll go ahead and just take questions to start from anybody. Just use the raise hand feature. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I guess first things first, how's everybody doing? Like, you haven't played since February 6th. Like, I can't imagine that's a whole lot of fun. I'm sure you haven't been in the gym much. Like, how's everybody doing from just an emotional standpoint? And then how did it feel to come back on the court and be together and everything this week?
Yeah, I'm not going to mince words. It's been hard. It's longer than a preseason, and preseason is long. So, but I tell you what, they have been heroes through this. I have not heard them complain. They've, between if they were in quarantine, I didn't hear people complain. People in the gym, came with great energy. So yeah, I love this group and I'm proud of them. And, it was like a first match almost. So we were kind of we're still working on a lot of stuff. And I think we improved throughout the match today. I know we had that quick start early, but other than that, we were really high air for a long period of time. And I thought we were much better in game 4 and 5. The question is whether we can sustain that.
John?
Yeah, I guess why did you think you did improve throughout the match? Like what led to the better play in sets 4 and 5?
Well, first of all, DePaul is much improved. I mean, they're a good team. I thought they were really clean. But what we talked to them about after game 3 was, we were beating them in most statistical categories, but we were just giving them points behind the service line and reception errors and then unforced errors. So we were giving them a huge portion of their points, and we're going to have trouble beating teams if we aren't cleaner. And I thought that was the difference, is we weren't giving away so many points in games 3 and 4.
Yeah, I guess it's so tough in volleyball to know if it's serve receive or if it's just good serving, like disruptive serving. Like, but if you go back to all the way the last time you played a month ago against Marquette, like serve receive was an issue in the second matchup with them. Do you feel like that was an issue again today? It was just like, it just wasn't sharp in terms of our passing, and that's why DePaul was able to kind of get some rhythm?
I haven't seen our numbers. I actually don't think our numbers were terrible. They weren't great. I mean, we need to continue to get better in serve receive, but I don't think our numbers were terrible, but we give up aces. So that's the thing that we've talked about in practice, that, we can have some non-perfect passes because we can transition and attack out of that, but you can't give up points. And then again, behind the line, finding that balance of aggressiveness, which obviously we want to be aggressive, but I thought DePaul passed really well. So even our aggressive serves, we weren't really getting them out of system the way that we were hoping we would.
What was I going to ask? Oh, well, what impressed me most about Jaela, especially toward the end? She looked like she was really locked in a lot of different phases.
I thought Jaela did not only a great job physically, I thought she did a great job leading the team. She displays confidence out on the court. I don't remember, but it was a big point, I think, kind of middle of the 5th game. She crunched a ball across court. And I just like the confidence of this swing more than anything. I think that displays like, hey, we got this. And, and she goes back and goes on a big serving run. She's just carrying a lot of load. And again, little things. Keeley had a ball that they tipped right over that a lot of times will drop. And she made an easy play, an off block defense that a lot of people probably don't even notice. But as a coach, I've seen that ball drop too many times in the history. She made the easy play. She was on top of it and we end up getting the point. So, some of those veterans made some plays I thought that were really important.
What did you think of your blocking, throughout the match? But it felt like you were getting good block touches early, but it felt like it was definitely more impactful as you guys started to mount that comeback.
Yeah, our blocking at times was fantastic, and other times, I thought they got us on some balls that I thought we could get. And that's going to be really critical tomorrow of, are we getting over the net? I think they've got some, particularly their outsides, that really like to craft off hands. And they got us more than I would like today on those things. But I thought, overall, you're right. In the 5th game, our blocking came up. Kiara got a huge one. Nay got a big one. I'm sure I'm forgetting others. So that is a strength of ours. So we need to block well to have success.
Any other questions for Coach?
Yeah, I had one. I was so to go on such a long pause, like you probably had, I'm guessing, some expectations of how it would happen, like what would happen today, or things to look out for. Maybe what transpired on the court today that you recognize was like, oh, that's probably pause related or layoff related, and it's not, maybe it's something that'll fix itself over time, if there's anything that comes to mind there.
I don't know if there's anything that comes to mind on that. I think figuring out the personality of the team a little bit, of how they play their best. I think we learned some things today. I thought they were much more locked in later in the match as compared to, I like an environment that's pretty upbeat and happy, but it can't get not focused and too happy. I mean, I think happy is being rawr. So, that's my version of happy. So, I thought that they kind of got that look in their eye of like, let's go. And so maybe more emotional stuff, but it was good. It was good to get back on the court and get an opportunity to play. And I said in the locker room afterwards, the fans aren't getting a ton of games this year. So it was sure nice of you to go 5 so that we could see a little bit more volleyball. So.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll bring in Jaela
Bye, guys.
shortly.
Hello. Oh, I blend into the background. It's like perfect.
All right. We've got Jaela Zimmerman. Again, if you got a question, just go ahead and ask it to her.
Yeah, seriously, like the C on your shirt is
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Floating head.
I
guess how did you get into a rhythm in maybe after intermission? Because it seemed like DePaul was kind of making you guys a little bit one note offensively, and Keeley had to carry a heavy load. But after intermission, it seemed like you got more incorporated in kind of all phases of the game. How did you get started?
I think it started with our passing. When you have not a great pass, it limits your options, and a bunch of them had to be sent to the outside. So that was definitely something we talked about. And then I think we settled in and got more comfortable, and then that just led to other things working for us. So it started with our passing, and we got better throughout the game.
Was there anything about just once you got some momentum in the fourth set, in terms of just like, did you see some things change with the way that the team sort of approached? Like, did that boost your confidence in a way that allowed you maybe to kind of keep the momentum on your side for the rest of the match there?
Yeah, I think we had brought more urgency to the fourth set, kind of like what Booth was talking about. Like, we were cheering, but we weren't having like an urgency to like get the next point, and we weren't, I don't know. I just think the urgency that we brought and like the focus, we were like, let's go, instead of like, oh yeah, the point. Like, I think that urgency really helped us and gave us a lot of confidence. And Kiara got that huge block, and then she like jumps on the ground, and that just brings a lot of energy. Like, she was just ready to go. So definitely that urgency helped.
I know it's probably not good like long term to play with fire as much, but is there something that you're starting to notice about you guys as a team once you meet that kind of proverbial backs against the wall moment where a team is basically one set away from, ending the match, and you guys have to rally? And do you notice something about yourselves yet this year in terms of how you respond to those situations?
Yeah, we like 5 sets this year. But I think just like it almost gets us going, and I don't know, like we need to find a way to like not have that. Like, we're like, oh, we're down 2 sets. Like, we need to get going. I think we need to start right away. But when we are in those situations, I think that just shows how good of a fight like our team has. And then everyone just brings more energy, and then we just go on from there. So, but it'd be nice if it started earlier, not down 2 sets and going to
You'd rather sweep people than go 5.
Yeah, we'd rather sleep, but
I guess maybe just generally, what was it like being back on the court for the first time in a month? Did the experience feel different or new? What was sort of your takeaway of just playing again finally?
It was great to be back out on the court. Definitely a little weird. I had a little bit of nerves before the game just because we hadn't played in so long. But I don't know. It was fun to be out there. We played well, so it was fun.
Anything else for Jaela? Go ahead.
That's
Anything
all
else?
I have. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jayla.
Thanks, Rob.